Hi everyone, Comic Reviewer here, and this time reviewing on DuckTales Treasure of the Lost Lamp film review. Now, as you know, DuckTales Treasure of the Lost Lamp was a 1990 animated film that was released in theatres and was meant to take place between the third season and the fourth season. Now, pretty much the premise of the movie is about Scrooge, Huey, Dewey, Louie, and Webby, who are looking for Golly Barbar's treasure, and during this, they end up finding a magical lamp, but unknown to Scrooge, has a magical genie. That's basically his name, Genie. And we see Huey, Dewey, and Webby making wishes, and basically for either selfish or basically ridiculous reasons. Now, I kind of would have expected Huey, Dewey, and Louie to misuse the wishes, and Webby trying to be friends with Genie instead of making wishes. It's kind of like how I could have seen it. Now, at the same time, you do have the villain Murloc, voiced by Christopher Lloyd, pretty much voicing Murloc. And I think Christopher Lloyd does a decent job for Murloc. But I feel with Murloc's character is that he's basically meant to be something similar to Magica. He's not really a believable threat. He's just this over-the-top, overdone villain with no real motives. And he pretty much just relies on one minion, known as Doy John, who is basically meant to be based on a dog and is a bit of a stereotyped character. Now, pretty much his character is meant to be kind of like the thief, steals things, and that's all he does. Now, pretty much throughout the movie is that eventually Scrooge does kind of find the lamp and starts to let his greed get the better of him until he starts to sympathise with Genie and kind of sees the downside of the lamp and how dangerous that the lamp and the Genie can be. And I would say the movie isn't great. I feel it's quick. It doesn't know what it wants to do with itself, and it just rushes the plot quickly. I think this would have worked better had it been a direct-to-video movie, because keep in mind that this was done by Toon Disney by the animation, and I think it would have made more sense had it been a direct-to-video movie. Now, I know that there were plans for movies for Chip and Dale Rescue Rangers, as well as Goof Troops, and I know that there were other DuckTales movies planned before pulling the plug, and Goof Troops eventually got made into a different concept called a Goofy movie. Now, I know that characters like Gyro, Doofus, and Gizmo Duck were absent, and this was because that the filmmakers didn't want newcomers, who haven't seen the DuckTales cartoon yet, or none of the villains, to, not having to try and ask someone who they're meant to be. And I feel like you could have had Doofus with the gang and kind of basically use the wishes as well. I kind of feel you could have had Gyro studying the legend of the lamp and that. And I feel like you could have had the Beagle Boys and Flint Hot Glongold work with Murloc, and Murloc promising them basically deals or bargains. Like the Beagle Boys promising them Scrooge's money bin and promising Glongold to make him the richest duck in the world. And it would have been better to have minions and everything else. So, I know that, that Doy John actually did appear in the fourth season, and it was kind of meant to make you show that, after Murloc's defeat, he was still going to be around, and even did show up for the last few episodes for the final of the 4th season, and kind of meant to and it was kind of meant to have a plot in the last 2 final parts of the fourth and final season. Now, I do admit the film is quick, and I think there could have been more time to have built up the film a bit quicker and a bit better. I felt like you could have had Huey, Dewey, and Louie misusing the wishes differently, and I feel like you could have had Webby basically having guilt or kind of remorse about using the genie for selfish reasons. And the point of Webby's character was to always kind of be the good-hearted one, the more kind and considerate one, and I think it could have worked. And I feel with Scrooge is that he does play a crucial role where he does realise the mistakes of magic in that, and kind of sees the sides of how his greed can affect things. And I think Murloc was kind of meant to serve as a what Scrooge would become had he let the wishes got the better of him. And it's kind of meant to recycle the plot of the Gold Fever thing from the first 5 parters of the DuckTales series. So in my opinion, the film isn't great. I feel it's quick. It doesn't know what it wants to do. Characters are thrown in without any real reasons. So I think somewhere the lost lamp should have been lost and just buried. In my opinion, it deserves a thumbs in the middle. Not great, not one of the best, and I think they should have made Treasure the Lost Lamp and the other DuckTales planned movies as direct-to-video movies. And this is basically what I think of the film. So, Comic Reviewer here, signing out.